Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. We're back after a fall break, and we're back with a big game tonight. Franklin 5-0, sitting atop GNASH, taking on 3-0. JPII-MLK, the first big game between top teams in the league, and we're just about ready to go. They're already in the 3-minute warm-up. Actually, they're in the final minute of it. So let's go ahead and do our usual pregame fare. Let's go over all the scores from the last time we were with you. Start all the way back 2 weeks ago, September 30th. Father Ryan and Montgomery Bell finished in a 2-2 tie. Hendersonville beats Lawson, beat Centennial FRA 4-1. Ravenwood beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 10-0. Summit Page beat Independence BAUSN Nashville Christian 7-2. Franklin beat the Montgomery County Rangers 11-2. On Wednesday, October the 2nd, JPII-MLK beat Indy 7-1. Hendersonville beat Mount Juliet 4-0. Franklin beat Brentwood 3-0. On October 3rd, Ravenwood beat the Rutherford Rampage 9-1. Last Monday, October 7th, MBA beat Independence 6-0. On Wednesday, Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb beat Montgomery County 11-1. They actually scored 15 goals on them, but final goal margin is a maximum, or final victory margin is a maximum of 10. Last Thursday, Father Ryan beat the Outlaws, Tennessee Outlaws 4-1. And 2 games in the book so far tonight. Mount Juliet and Indy finishing in a 3-3 tie. And just now, Hendersonville beating Station Camp Liberty Creek 5-1. So here are the standings with all those games in the books. Franklin leading at 5-0. Hendersonville now at 4-1-1. Ravenwood, Ensworth, Summit, JP2 all at 3-0. Montgomery Bell at 2-0-1, 2 wins and a tie. Father Ryan and Brentwood both at 1-2-1, 1 win, 2 losses and a tie. Centennial, the Outlaws and Centennial both at 1-2. Rutherford Rampage 1-3. Mount Juliet Wilson Central now 0-4-2, 4 losses, 2 ties. Station Camp Liberty Creek now 0-2-1, 2 losses and a tie. Indy now at 0-5-1, 5 losses and a tie. And Montgomery County at the bottom of the standings at 0-5. Franklin have 3 suspensions tonight. Todd Gross, the head coach, is suspended because they had more than 12 penalties against Brentwood. Wyatt Garisher is suspended for tonight. He got 5 minutes. He got 5 in a game for, was it charging or fighting at the end of that Brentwood game? I got to pull the suspensions page up real quick. 5 in a game for fighting, and Josh Yurievich got 5 in a game for charging. So those 2 are suspended for tonight, as we're just about ready to go with this one. I wanted to start early. I figured they'd want to start early, not 8:35. Both teams already out on the ice, ready for the game. Jacob Benoit starting in goal for JP2, and starting in goal for Franklin looks like Grayson Butters. For this first period, JP2 will carry the puck from my left to right, Franklin from my right to left. The game is underway. Puck deep in the Franklin zone. It's on the near side. Now it's out at center. And sent into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Hank Hayes couldn't keep his stick on it. It's cleared out immediately by David Bavis. Franklin bring it out of the zone. Ryan Mannion, right wing side of the JP2 zone. His shot blocked by the skates of Hugo Ford. And it goes into the netting above the glass, and that took the first 46 seconds off the clock. Draw is going to be to Benoit's left. Jacob Benoit was a pool goalie for this Franklin team just a couple years ago. Draw one by JP2, but they immediately turn it over to Franklin. Puck was put in front by Makita Popov, knocked away. And now carrying it back the other way for JP2 is Reese Davidson. Puck behind the Franklin net. Admirals come up with it. They get it out. Chip right back in by Coleman Glidewell, and then it's cleared out once more. Trickles over the JP2 blue line. Nick Pellegrino with it. Tried to hand it off to Glidewell. It was intercepted by Will McCormick. Puck dumped back into the Franklin zone from center by JP2, and now here come the Admirals again. Oh, they turned it over. Clearing attempt was intercepted by Joe Hiller in the slot, and he was lucky he couldn't hang on to it. Otherwise, he would have had free space right to the front of the net and a chance to score. But Franklin got the puck back and were able to get it out. Now it's back in the JP2 zone behind the net. Out on the far side now. Held into the right point and sent back down the wall by Brody Marchi, but we get a whistle. I think we're going to get coincidentals here. Coleman Glidewell is going to go to the box for JP2. Roughing. And Shane Morton Cox, I think, is going to go off for Franklin. Yeah, so coincidentals. 12:01 to go in the first. Neither side has scored. So it stays 5-on-5. Draw will be to the left of Benoit. JP2 get the puck out. Carried into the Franklin zone, and a shot from the left wing turned away by Grayson Butters. That shot coming from Oscar Ford. We get a whistle because JP2 went into the Franklin zone offside. Roughing against both Glidewell and Shane Morton Cox. On the box score, they've given the JP2 penalty to Benjamin Parrish and the Franklin penalty to Will McCormick. That's not correct. It's 14 for JP2 and 11 for Franklin. Odd angle shot from Quinn Spencer right on the goal line below the left circle, stopped by Benoit. Another shot from the right point, stopped by Benoit, and he covers. 11:16 to go in the first, no goals on the board. Oh, John Sullivan telling me no Clayton Roach tonight for JP2. It's a big loss because he's their leading scorer. Draw to the right of Benoit. Franklin keeps it in the zone. Hank Hayes with a shot from the slot off of JP2, stick into the netting above the glass. Draws to the right of Benoit. Won by Franklin, and a shot from the left point. Quinn Spencer turned away by Benoit. Puck behind the net. Comes right in front, and a backhander stop by Benoit. Rebound try, stop by Benoit. That was Thurston, Casper Thurston on the follow-up try. Initial shot came from right in front. I think it was Ryan Mannion who got the initial shot off. Puck back in the JP2 zone, cleared out by Pellegrino. And Franklin player brought down at center. He's drawn a penalty. Franklin pulled the goaltender. They still have the puck. Casper Thurston puts it in front. Hank Hayes looking for a deflection. Ends up going past the net. And finally touched up by JP2. And it'll be a tripping call against the Knights. And it's Reese Davidson going to the box. So with 10:14 to go in the first, Franklin get the first power play of the game. No goals on the board yet for either side. Draws to the left of Benoit. Won by Franklin. Brody Marchi out high. A shot stopped and held onto by Benoit. Marchi shooting from the high slot. Draws to the right of Benoit. Draw was to the right of Benoit, won by JP2, but Franklin forced it off them right near the net. Puck in the right wing corner, Mikita Popov. Kicks it over. Puck put it in front off the stick of Benoit. Oh, and it almost went over the line. Was Cole Wright trying to put the puck in front of Popov. It went off the stick of Benoit, and he nearly let it trickle into the net. Had to back up to keep it out. Managed to freeze it just in time. Draw's going to be to his right. As Franklin are going to make a full line change for this face-off. Draw one by JP2. Puck out on the far side in the right wing corner. And then the Admirals come up with it. David Unger, right point, passes across to the left point. Quinn Spencer back to Unger now at the center point. Now he passes over to Spencer at the left wing boards. Casper Thurston below the goal line on the left wing side now. Hands it back to Spencer. Spencer carries it down the wall. Passes up to the left point, and Thurston fires it down the left wing to Cox. So the coincidentals against Cox and Gladwell are up, or Glidewell. Now Thurston behind the JP2 net, actually lost the puck and hit the back of the net. Got away from him. Admirals retain possession. Unger right point, across to the left point, Spencer. 45 seconds left of the power play. Spencer's shot blocked by David Bavis. Tried to pass it to the front of the net. Nick Hollis intercepts. Joe Hiller carries it out. Hiller left wing side of the Franklin zone. Puck knocked off his stick by Unger, who was all over top of him. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Admirals. Puck back in the JP2 zone. Cleared out immediately. Now it's back in the Franklin end. David Bavis trying to backhand it down the left wing wall. Trying to pass to the slot. It was intercepted. Passed ahead, Ryan Mannion off his stick. He catches up to it on the right wing side of the JP2 zone. Tries to drop it back. Nobody in a black sweater there. It's going to be carried out by Ian Sullivan. Puck brought back into the Franklin zone. Penalty time against JP2 is up. They're back at even strength. So a good kill by the Knights. Puck behind the Franklin net. Put out in front. And scrambling to cover and succeeding is Grayson Butters. So Butters keeping JP2 out of the net. 8:01 to go in the first. We're still looking for the first goal of the game. Draws to the left of Grayson Butters. One by JP2, right point. Slap shot from Ian Sullivan goes wide to the left of Butters. Hugo Ford, left point. His shot misses the net to Butters' right. Puck sliding through center back into the JP2 zone. Sullivan gets to it, tries to drop it back. Chase Ottolini had a stick on it but couldn't keep it. Back the other way goes Cade Ziemendorf down the right wing side of the Franklin zone. Going around the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing side. His shot turned away by Butters. Butters hugging that right-hand post behind the net, or at the net. Puck comes up to the left point. Hugo Ford keeps it in. Another shot, knocked down by the glove of Butters, and he'll pull in the rebound and cover. 7:19 to go in the first. Still zip-zip. Draw was to the right of Butters, won by JP2, and a shot missed the net. Puck out on the far boards. Franklin just managed to clear it out. It's out at center. That's back in the JP2 zone. Nick Pellegrino with it. Sends it up the near side off the stick of Joe Hiller, but I guess it didn't touch Hiller's stick. It goes for an icing. So they'll drop it to Benoit's right. Puck out on the far side off the draw. JP2 win it, send it around the wall back to the near side. Mikita Popov keeps it in, sends it back behind the net. And with it at center is Joe Hiller. Hiller into the Franklin zone on the left wing side, trying to go down the slot, was double teamed, forced off the puck. Now it's pinned up against the kick plate on the end boards. Mikita Popov with it now for the Admirals. Sent around to the near side, held into the right point by Pellegrino, and he whiffed on the shot attempt, allowing the Admirals to get it out. Now Pellegrino falls over inside his own zone, below his own goal line. Will McCormick tried to pass it out to the right circle of Mikita Popov. It was knocked away. Now it's behind the net. McCormick comes out in front, tried to pass off to Popov, went between his skates. Kept alive by Aiden Murphy. Puck is now out at center. McCormick with it again. JP2 making a substitution as puck is sent back into the JP2 zone, and we get a whistle. Is it too many men? It's going to be a penalty against JP2. Coleman Glidewell's going back to the box. They're saying roughing. So Franklin returned to the power play. No goals on the board. 5:44 to go in the first period. Draws to the left of Benoit. Won by JP2. They tried to clear it out. Held it in the right point. David Unger passes it down the wall. It's intercepted and cleared out by Hugo Ford. Now it's back in the Franklin zone. Quinn Spencer brings it out. Took a bit of a bump from behind. That allows Kate Ziemendorf to fire the puck down deep into the Franklin zone. It's behind the net. And it's Quinn Spencer bringing it out from behind his own net. Passing to center, Hank Hayes. Jumping right in front of it was Ian Sullivan. And from behind the blue line, he gets off a slapper that misses the net. Puck cleared out again by the Admirals. Hank Hayes couldn't get around Sullivan. Knocked it into his skates. Admirals with it again. And it's iced by Quinn Spencer trying a diagonal forward cross-ice pass from the near side of his own zone. Under a minute left in the power play for the Admirals. Now 59 seconds to go to be exact. 4:43 left in the first and still no goals on the board. Draws to the left of Butters. Franklin managed to get the puck out of the zone off the draw. Here's Cole Wright, right wing side of the JP2 zone. Got knocked down by Nick Pellegrino and got knocked into the boards pretty hard. And he's still down, and Franklin players come in, start pushing. Well, now what's going to happen here? Cole Wright back in his skates and heading back to the Franklin bench. don't know. Are there any additional? Pellegrino gets a 2 and a 10 for boarding. I guess it's for boarding. Are there any other penalties? Because the 46 seconds that are left on the Coleman Glidewell penalty are still up there. So I guess there must be coincidence. Oh, now the board's screwed up because so Brendan Cox is serving the 2. So it's a 5-on-3 power play for Franklin. They win the draw, which was to the left of Benoit. Casper Thurston above the left circle. Gets off a shot. Turned away by Benoit. Rebound. Stopped by Benoit. Shot from Thurston went off the left leg pad of Benoit. Came out to the slot. And I think it was Hank Hayes who got off a shot that was deflected by a JP2 stick and slowed up enough for Benoit to stop and cover. Draw is to the left of Benoit, won by Franklin. Brody Marchie, left circle. Passes back across to the right wing side. Aiden Murphy is shot. Gloved and held onto by Benoit. So Franklin have had 3 shots in this faceoff, all of them stopped by Benoit. 21 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Draws to Benoit's left. Draw one by Franklin. Thurston with it. Passes over, bottom of the left circle, Marchie. Put it in front for Hayes, who deflected it wide from in front. Wide to the right of Benoit. Hayes backhands it out to the top of the left circle, and Marchie. 5-on-3 is done. 74 seconds left of the 5-on-4 for Franklin. Center point, Marchie passes over top of the left circle, Thurston. Try to pass across. Nice breakup by Pellegrino. Okay, so Cox, I guess it was. Who else is in there besides Cox? It's Will Emerson in there. So Emerson must be serving Cox's penalty, his 2 minutes. I am thoroughly confused. I guess I thought Pellegrino was the one that was going to be in the box. He's out here playing. 30 seconds left of the 5-on-4 for Franklin. Here's Thurston giving the puck away. Brought out to center by Hugo Ford. Back in the Franklin zone. His shot in the right wing side blocked by David Unger. Now back the other way come the Admirals. Hank Hayes at center, back into the JP2 zone. Backhands it over to the left wing side, picked up by Thurston. Tried to pass to the slot, broken up by Kate Ziemendorf. Thurston got it back. Passed it over to the far side, Ryan Mannion. Penalty time against JP2 is up. They're back at even strength. Shot in the right point, blocked. Here's Mannion. Backhanding it up to the right point again at Unger. Across to Spencer. Spencer, a shot stopped and held on to by Benoit. And there's going to be a penalty against Franklin. Or no, I was hearing shouts of power play. Yeah, Hank Hayes is in the box. So JP2 get their first power play of the game. 2:12 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Draws to the left of Grayson Butters. Won by JP2. Shot from the right wing side was blocked. And the puck fired down ice by the Admirals. Slashing against Hayes was the call. Nick Pellegrino brings the puck back into the Franklin zone, knocked away. And the Admirals trying to get it out. Morton Cox can't clear it. It's held in the zone by David Bavis on the left wing boards. Now Unger comes in, gets the puck, backhands it to the slot, and I think Quinn Spencer is able to clear. Pellegrino smacks it off the near boards out to center. That's back in the Franklin zone, immediately cleared out by the Admirals. Minute left in the power play for the Knights. Stretch pass up the near side, misses Joe Hiller and goes for an icing. It was Pellegrino trying to get the stretch pass up the near side, but Hiller couldn't connect. 53 seconds left in the power play, 66 seconds left in the first. Still no goals on the board. Draws to the left of Benoit. Draws to the right of Benoit. Won by JP2. Puck out at center on the far side. Cade Siemendorf ahead to Reese Davidson, who knocks it into the Franklin zone. We're inside the final minute of the first now. Puck out on the far side. Admirals able to clear. Puck back in the JP2 end. Cleared out immediately. Now here's Siemendorf back in the Franklin zone. Under 30 seconds left of the power play for the the Knights. Now 30 seconds left in the first. Here's Hugo Ford shooting for the high slot off the left leg pad of Butters. Ford with the puck again. Another shot stopped by Butters. He'll pull in the rebound and cover. 7 seconds left in the power play. 19.9 seconds to go in the first. Still zip. Draw is going to be to the right of Butters. Won by JB2. Shot from Pellegrino. Stopped by Butters, and the rebound got away from him. No one in a white sweater was able to get to it. Penalty time against Franklin is up. They're back at even strength. And the puck cleared out on the far side. Nick Hollis fires it across to the near side. Off the plexiglass of the scorekeeper box, and time runs out in the first. So, nothing separating Franklin and JP2 at the end of one, as it's still 0-0. So let's talk about the two teams playing tonight's game. First up, Franklin, coached by Todd Gross. Again, he's suspended for tonight because they got more than 12 penalties in their last game against Brentwood back on October the 2nd. They've opened up 5 wins from 5 games. 6-3 over the Outlaws on September 18th. 6-1 over Hendersonville on September 23rd. 4-3 over Rutherford on September 25th. 11-2 over the Montgomery County Rangers on September the 30th. And then 3-0 over Brentwood on October the 2nd. So their stats coming into tonight. Ryan Mannion, the leading scorer, has 11 points from 8 goals and 3 assists. Casper Thurston, 8 points from 4 goals and 4 assists. Will McCormick, 5 points from 4 goals and an assist. Wyatt Garisher and Hank Hayes each with 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Makita Popoff, 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Quinn Spencer, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. David Unger, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Houston Vale and Aiden Murphy each with 2 points from goals. Brody Marchie with 2 points from assists. Braden Goulias, Ben Fleming, Chase Wagers, and Josh Urievich all have a point from an assist. Alex Broy is a point from a goal. Baker McCormick is a point from an assist. Unfortunately, the goalie stats are not correct, so I'm not going over those. Second period underway. JP2 now carrying the puck from my left to right. Franklin from my right. No, correction. JP2 now carrying the puck from my right to left. Franklin from my left to right. As the second period underway, Grayson Butters still in goal for Franklin, and Jacob Benoit still in goal for JP2. And the puck brought to center by the Knights. It's in the Franklin zone going down the left wing side. Quinn Spencer gets in front of it, sends it around the wall to the far side. And picked up at center by Ryan Mannion. Mannion, left wing side of the JP2 zone, tried to pass across to Casper Thurston, but that was broken up on the back check, I think, by Nick Hollis. Now Hank Hayes moving in, a shot stopped by Benoit. Puck out in the right wing corner. Now it's at the right point, David Unger. Dumps it back down deep. Hoping it'll come around the wall. It's picked up on the far side and brought out to center. David Bavis shoots it on goal from the Franklin blue line. Grayson Butters had to turn it away. Quinn Spencer brings it out to center. He's back in the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Tried to back it out in front. It's intercepted. Brought back out by the Knights. Reese Davidson in the Franklin zone, and it poked off his stick by Baker McCormick. Now it's back in the Franklin in the right wing corner. Knights trying to get it out. Knights holding it in. Hugo Ford with a shot in the high slot, stopped and covered up by Butters. 11:55 to go in the second. Still zip. Draw is going to be to Butters' right. Dropped the puck and was the referee outside the zone at center who saw they weren't lined up the right way. They drop it again, won by JP2. A shot from Bavis, blockered away by Butters. And trying to hold the puck into the blue line, but unable to, was Ian Sullivan. Now it's brought back into the Franklin zone on the right wing side. Alex Broy able to get to it and clear it out. Bavis will dump it back in on the near side. Puck comes around to the right wing. Bavis below the goal line, puts it out in front. Oh, and Oscar Ford got the puck, carried it right across the front of the net, shot it wide to the right of Butters. Oh, and now Butters had his back turned while they were trying to carry the puck. Butters had his back turned. Somebody from JP2 with the puck tried to bank it in off the back of his legs. Suddenly he was having to spin around. Somebody kept the puck out of the net. Still 0-0 with 11:05 to go in the second. Draws to Butters' right. Won by Franklin. They clear it out to center. That's back in the JP2 zone, but knocked out by the Knights, but then immediately brought back in by Franklin. Passed across the front of the net by Chase Ottolini. Now the puck out in front, and Benoit with it covered. As all over top of him was Braden Coleman. Draw was to the left of Benoit. Comes up to the right point. Brody Marchi, a one-timer, stopped and held onto by Benoit. Probably to Benoit's left again. One by Franklin. It's at the end boards. Now the puck carried to center by the Knights. Joe Hiller, left wing side of the Franklin zone, brought down from behind by Marchie, who's going to go to the box. Puck finally touched up by Coleman. It's going to be holding against Marchie. JP2 getting another power play. 10:07 to go in the second. No goals on the board. Draw is going to be to the right of Butters. One by Franklin and fired to the other end of the ice by Quinn Spencer. Knights with the puck, trying to establish the power play, but intercepted at center by Spencer, and he'll fire it back the other way. Puck brought back into the Franklin zone down the left wing side by JP2, and Joe Hiller takes a tumble. Puck comes up to the left point. Nick Pellegrino carries it down past the slot. One-timer, hit the post to the right of Butters. It's off the stick of Oscar Ford. Hiller shooting the left circle. Hit the chest of Butters, upper left chest. And Franklin able to clear the puck out under a minute left in the power play for JP2. Sorry for all the coughing, folks. I'm overcoming a cold. Oh, and a turnover. Here's Ryan Mannion. A shot turned away by Benoit. Nick Pellegrino tried to clear the puck out. He gave it away to Mannion right in the slot, who carried it right to the front of the net, and his shot was turned away. Under 30 seconds left of the power play. Back the other way come JP2. And, there's a shot from David Babas that went off the blocker, it looked like, of Butters and just went over the net. Puck dumped back into the Franklin zone from center by JP2. Penalty time against the Admirals is up. They're back at even strength. Puck brought back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side, and a shot from Casper Thurston blockered away by Benoit. Now there's a chance at the other end, shot, score! Reese Davidson, and his shot blocked. And coming in from behind was Coleman Glidewell. He got him a shot that took a bit of a deflection, dribbled through the legs of Butters into the back of the net. And it's JP2 who break the ice. 7:50 to go in the second. The Knights have a 1-0 lead. There's going to be a penalty, though, because Glidewell ran into Butters after the goal was scored, even though he really couldn't help it. So Franklin back to the power play, now down 1-0 with 7:50 to go in the second. So Glidewell, the goal scorer, is in the box. That's his third penalty of the game. If he gets one more, he's out of the game and misses the next one. Because earlier in the game, he and Shane Morton Cox were sent to the box on coincidentals, but the live score box got it wrong. They gave the penalty to Franklin's number 14, Will McCormick, and JP2's number 11, Ben Parrish, but that was incorrect. Oh, a shot from the left wing from Franklin, turned away by Benoit. Didn't know where the rebound was. It leaked out to his left. Now back the other way comes Oscar Ford, left wing side of the Franklin's own shot, score! Had a bit of a screen from Baker McCormick. Fires it into the left-hand side of the net. It's a short-handed goal, and it's 2-0. JP2 with 7:11 to go in the second. So Coleman Glywell got called for goaltender interference for running into Butters after the scoring the goal. But now JP2 have scored shorthanded and they're up 2-0. There's a stoppage. Benoit to make a save and cover, draws to his right. Won by Franklin. Slap shot, Quinn Spencer missed the net. Here's David Unger. Around the back of the net. Passes out to the left wing, Hank Hayes. Trying to go back to the blue line. It was immediately knocked down and carried out to center. Joe Hiller blocked that pass attempt from Hayes and then grabbed it, carried it out. Now he's behind the net trying to put it in front, intercepted by Casper Thureson. There's under a minute left in the power play for Franklin. 45 seconds left to be exact, and they give the puck away at center again. Now they take it back. Here is Ryan Mannion, right wing side of the JP2 zone. Puck knocked off his stick to the inboards. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Admirals. Puck out on the far side, held in at the left point by Unger. Unger goes into the left wing corner, takes a shove. And JB2 grab the puck, fire it to the other end of the rink. That'll kill off the rest of the penalty. Penalty time against the Knights is up, and they're back at even strength. Puck back in the JP2 zone, immediately cleared out by the Knights. No icing, though. And Franklin tried to clear it out. It's intercepted inside the zone by Oscar Ford, and then taken back by David Unger. Puck carried back into the JB2 zone, cleared out. Now it's brought back into the Franklin end. And a shot in the right wing. Stopped, rebound, score! Reese Davidson with the initial shot in the right wing. Stopped by Butters with a right leg pad. It came up the slot to Cade Ziemendorf, who was all alone, and he hammers it into the bottom corner on the right-hand side of the net, and it's 3-0 JP2 with 5:14 to go in the second. Draw one by JP2. Puck brought into the Franklin zone on the right wing side. Gets away from Cade Ziemendorf a bit. Now here's Graham Fleming sending it up the wall, but held into the left point. Hugo Ford, a shot stopped right in front by the stick of Brody Marchie. Never let it get to Grayson Butters. Now Braden Coleman behind the net. Carrying it out to the far side. Trying to pass it ahead to Shane Morton Cox. It missed him, goes off the boards, and goes down the other end for an icing. 3-0. JP2 with now 4:36 to go in the second. Draws to Butters right. Won by Oscar Ford, who got off a shot that hit the outside netting on the right-hand side of the net. And then it's turned over to David Bavis in the left circle, and his shot missed the net to the right of Butters. Puck now sent back into the JP2 zone. Will McCormick trying to catch up to it behind the net. Taken away from Franklin from Franklin and sent down ice, and it came on goal, and Butters stopped it. And he couldn't cover it up right away, and he had, I think, David Bavis hovering over him. He had to cover it up in the second attempt. 4:01 to go in the second, still 3-0 JP2. Draws to the right of Butters. Won by JP2, it was to the right of Butters. I think I said that. Puck in the left wing corner, Joe Hiller. Trying to pin it up against the kick plate. Franklin brought out to center by Will McCormick. McCormick into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Tried to drop it back, and a backhander goes past the net to the right of Benoit. Puck backhanded in front, and a nice backhanded shot stopped and covered up by Benoit. I think that may have been Braden Guyas right in front who had that chance. Got off a backhander that Benoit stopped and covered. 3:24 to go in the second, still 3-0 JP2. Draw one by the Knights. Puck whipped around the boards to the far side. It's sliding through center back into the Franklin zone. And it comes on goal. Butters has to turn it away. And Ryan Mannion tried to pass the puck over to Casper Thurston and hit some JP2 skates and ended up in the JP2 bench. Draw was on the dot in front of the JP2 bench. They win the draw and get it into the Franklin zone. Was in the JP2 zone, brought out to center. Now Oscar Ford brings it back in the Franklin end, moving over to the left wing side. Below the goal line, around the back of the net, try to put it out in front. Now there's David Bavis keeping the puck in, tapping it over to the right wing side and forward. Oscar Ford, right wing circle, a shot. Butters got a piece of it as it went past the net. Puck held in left point. Bavis shot blocked by Hank Hayes. Bavis sends it down the slot, intercepted and carried out by Casper Thurston. Thurston back into the JP2 zone. Crosses to the left wing, shot over the net. Puck out at center. Mannion brings it back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Got around one defender, but couldn't get around the last one. That was Pellegrino. He managed to get around Ford, could not get around Pellegrino. Now JP2 bring the puck back into the Franklin zone. Taken off of Reese Davidson and cleared out. Ryan Mannion back in the JP2 zone. Gets to the front of the net. A backhander misses. Puck held in at the left point, and a shot missed the net to the right of Benoit. That came from Aiden Murphy. And here come the Knights through center. Davidson back into the Franklin zone, trying to go down the slot, got knocked down by Murphy. Now Braden Coleman back to center, back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Tried to shoot, puck went off a JP2 stick. Alex Broy tried to back into the front of the net. It got knocked down right in front before it ever got to Benoit. Carried back into the Franklin zone. Joe Hiller on the right wing side. Minute left in the second period. Now here's Chase Ottolini, left wing side of the JP2 zone. Try to send it to the front of the net. Intercepted and cleared out by the Knights. Puck back in the Franklin zone. Quinn Spencer Had it taken away. It's back inside the Franklin end. Admirals finally get it out. Under 30 seconds left of the period. And it was iced by Franklin. 24.2 seconds to go in the second. Still 3-0 JP2. Draws to the left of Butters. JP2 won it, turned it over to Franklin, but Makita Popov couldn't get it out of the zone. Franklin with it, passed up the far side to Shang Morton Cox at center from Quinn Spencer. Morton Cox brings it into the JP2 zone, going down the left wing wall. Puck in the left wing corner. Behind the net, carried out in front. Time's going to run out, though, on the second. Coleman Glidewell, Oscar Ford, and Cade Ziemendorf with the goals for JP2, and they lead Franklin 3-0 at the end of two. So coached by Justin Clark, 3-0 coming into tonight. 3-2 win over Father Ryan on September 16th. 7-0 win over Montgomery County on September 23rd. And a 7-2 win over Indy back on October 2nd. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Clayton Roach, the leading scorer, 9 points from 5 goals and 4 assists. Joe Hiller, 5 points from 3 goals and 2 assists. Nick Pellegrino, 4 points all from assists. Oscar Ford, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Saxon Clements, 2 points from assists. Ian Sullivan, 2 points from a goal and an assist. David Bavis, 2 points from goals. Cade Ziemendorf, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Again, this is coming into tonight. Coleman Glidewell, Winston Walker, Ben Parrish each with a point from a goal. Will Emerson, Hugo Ford with a point from an assist. Nick Hollis with a point from a goal. Reese Davidson with a point from an assist. Matthew Simmons started 2 games in goal. His record 2-0. Played 84 minutes, goals against average of 1.61. No shutouts. He's allowed 3 goals and 28 shots, turned away the other 25. His save percentage is .893. And Jacob Benoit made only 1 start. That was that game against Montgomery County. So his record 1-0, and he's turned away all 8 shots he faced. Third period is underway. Benoit still in goal for JP2. Grayson Butters still in goal for Franklin for this third period. JP2 carried the puck from my left to right. Franklin from my right to left. Franklin dumped the puck into the JP2 zone. Puck over on the far side. Held in. Will McCormick, right point. But it's taken away and cleared out by the Knights. Here's Reese Davidson. Left wing side of the Franklin zone. Puck in the right wing corner of the Franklin zone. Nick Pellegrino went after it. Now picked up by Ryan Mannion. Carrying it around to the far side. Oh, but he couldn't get it out of the zone. Held in David Bavis, and then it swept off his stick. Now it's out at center. Sent the other way, Brody Marchie. Hank Hayes didn't make an attempt to play it. And JB2 get it out of the zone immediately. Here's Bavis, dumping it back into the Franklin end. Puck out on the far side, chipped ahead. It's back at center. David Unger with it for the Admirals. Tried to pass it over to Hank Hayes, intercepted, read all the way by Cade Ziemendorf, who scored the most recent goal. Here's Hank Hayes carrying it back into the JP2 zone. Backhands it out in front, intercepted, but given away. David Unger in the slot. His shot missed the net to the right, or sorry, to the left of Benoit. Puck in the right wing corner. Puck carried out to the blue line, passed over to the left circle. Quinn Spencer's shot hit a stick. Went across the front of the net. Puck now back on the left wing board. Spencer again. Passed up to the left point, and a one-timer from Thurston misses the net to the left of Benoit. Puck held in by Unger. Puck backhanded out in front, intercepted by Cade Ziemendorf, who couldn't clear it out. Held in Thurston. Thurston at the blue line. Passes down the left wing. Ian Sullivan intercepts, clears it out. Hit Baker McCormick on its way out. Puck back in the JP2 zone on the far side. Thurston pinned into the boards, so it'll be cleared out by Will Emerson. Puck back in the Franklin zone. Baker McCormick catches up to it, takes a bit of a shoulder bump from Reese Davidson. So Oscar Ford has the puck now, passes to the slot. Emerson whiffed on the shot in the high slot. Puck cleared out by the Admirals. Nick Pellegrino will bring it right back in on the left wing side. Backhanders turned away by by Butters. Now here is, I think it's Joe Hiller back in the Franklin zone from the bottom of the right circle. His shot stopped and covered up by Butters at his left-hand post. 10:06 to go, still 3-0, JP2. Draw was to the left of Butters. And we got a penalty against JP2 coming up as Franklin bring the puck into the JP2 zone. Touched up by Nick Pellegrino. High stick against Joe Hiller. 9:48 to go. Still 3-0 3-0 JP2 as the Admirals return to the power play. Be back here at Centennial on Wednesday night for Brentwood against Centennial FRA. Pregame at 8:40, puck drop at 8:45, although I wouldn't be surprised if they started a bit earlier than that. Draw was to the right of Benoit. JP2 win it and clear. Puck sent back into the JP2 zone. They immediately clear it out. Puck carried back in the JP2 zone. Thurston behind the net. It's in the right wing corner. Trying to clear it out. Held in Marchie at the right point. His shot went off a stick, hit the chest of Benoit. And the puck cleared out, and it hit one of the linesmen standing in front of the JP2 bench. Hit him right in the stomach, and he went down for a moment, but he's okay and back in his skates. .75 seconds left of the power play. 9:04 to go in the game. Still 3-0. JP2. Draw is going to be to Benoit's right. And yep, because the stoppage occurred outside the zone, it's going to be dropped at center on the dot in front of the JP2 bench. Won by Franklin, but given right away to David Bavis, who gets off a shot from center. The Butters had to turn away. 1 minute left on the power play for Franklin. Aiden Murphy, right wing side of the JP2 zone, drops it down the wall for Hank Hayes to catch up to. And Will McCormick Tried to score on the wraparound with the bottom right-hand side of the net open. And oh my goodness, Jacob Benoit kept it out. It looked like McCormick was about to score, but Benoit somehow kept it out. That's unbelievable. Wow. Draw to the right of Benoit, won by Franklin. One-timer, knocked down by the glove of Benoit's in. Spencer with a one-timer on the left point. It looked like it may have caught the stick of Hank Hayes on the way in. And Franklin convert the power play, and now it's 3-1 JP2 with 8:29 to go in the game. So they do give it to Hank Hayes. And Oscar Ford with a shot at the other end, turned away by Butters. Like may have gone off his mask. Puck out at center, brought back into the frame. JP2 zone by Braden Coleman. His shot blocked. Cade Ziemendorf will clear. Brought back into the Franklin zone, but taken away, I think, from Joe Hiller. Puck back in the JP2 zone, carried right out by Hugo Ford. Back in the JP2 zone, and they cleared it out once more. Brought back in by Makita Popov in the left wing. Past the slot, intercepted by Hugo Ford. Now it's out at center on the stick of Reese Davidson. Left wing side of the Franklin zone, went behind the net. One-timer from David Bavis misses the net. Puck out on the far side, cleared out. Puck back in the JP2 zone. Ryan Mannion tried to backhand it over to Casper Thurston, who'd already gotten ahead of the pass. Cleared out by the Knights, no icing. Thurston at center on the far side, trying to pass it over to Popov. It's intercepted by the Knights. Puck brought back into the Franklin zone, shot blocked. And it ends up going out of play on the near side. 5:55 to go, still 3-1 JP2. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Franklin bench. One by JP2. Puck dumped into the Franklin zone. It's in the right wing corner. And it'll be brought out to center by Hank Hayes. Hayes into the JP2 zone. Gets around Nick Pellegrino. Goes down to the end boards. Try to put it in front. And kind of shanked it. It's intercepted. And it's out at center on the stick of Cade Ziemendorf. Ziemendorf, right wing side of the Franklin zone. Curls over towards the right wing boards. Passes down low. And then Admirals come up with it and clear it out. Now it's back in the JP2 zone. Hugo Ford backhands it out. That's back in the JP2 end. Nick Pellegrino firing it up the far side for an icing. 5 minutes left in the game. Still 3-1, JP2. Draw was to the left of Benoit, won by Franklin. Puck behind the net. Sent around the wall to the near side by Ian Sullivan. Reese Davidson going to try and get it out. Pushed into the boards by Braden Coleman. Puck now in the left wing corner. Coleman with it. But it's knocked away from him, and Davidson up. There's going to be a penalty against JP2. It's a roughing call, excuse me. And it's against Hugo Ford. So Franklin returned to the power play, trailing 3-1 with 4:33 to go. Draws to the right of Benoit. Won by JP2. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Held into the left point. David Unger. Unger get knocked off his stick by Joe Hiller, and it goes out to center. Picked up by Quinn Spencer. Spencer passing ahead to Casper Thurston. Now Makita Popov back in the JP2 zone. Moving over to the right wing side. Leaves it for David Unger. His shot blocked. Puck behind the net. Whipped around the boards to the near wall and out by the Knights. Popov brings it back into the right wing side. Back into the slot, but given right to Kate Ziemendorf, who fires it to the other end of the ice. Back the other way come Franklin and Quinn Spencer. The puck knocked off his stick as he went to the slot, and the Knights get it out again. Kate Ziemendorf chasing after it now. Grayson Butter's going to come out to play it. Fire it to the near boards. A minute left in the power play for Franklin. Here's Ryan Mannion back in the JP2 zone. His shot off the glove of Benoit, knocked away from the front of the net. Puck brought back in by Popov on the right wing side. Try to pass it down the wing, intercepted by Nick Hollis, who whiffs on the clearing attempt. Ian Sullivan backhands it through the air and out. And then it's passed ahead to Ryan Mannion by Quinn Spencer. But I think Casper Thurston was the one who hadn't exited the zone, so offside call against Franklin. 28 seconds left in the Admirals power play. 3:01 to go in the game, still 3-1, JP2. Draws on the dot in front of the JP2 bench. And they got one too many guys out there. Joe Hiller has to get back onto the bench. It's won by Franklin. Brought into the JP2 zone, Hank Hayes. Below the goal line, try to come out in front, knocked away. And cleared out by David Bavis. Penalty time against JP2 is up. They're back at even strength. Hank Hayes, right wing side of the JP2 zone, fires it past the net. Brody Marchie holds it in at the left point. Sends it back down the wall. It's in the left wing corner. Coleman Glidewell tried to clear, held in Marchie left point. Moving over to the high slide, his shot stopped and held onto by Benoit. 2:13 to go, still 3-1 JP2. And Franklin are going to use their timeout. So JP2, 2:13 away from ending Franklin's perfect start to the season. Timeout done. Draw is going to be to the right of Benoit. Won by Franklin. Casper Thurston. Set up front, Makita Popov whiffed on it. Puck over on the near boards, Ryan Mannion. Battling with Joe Hiller. Now it comes below the goal line again. Thurston put it out in front. Oh, it misses Hank Hayes. Brody Marchie now keeping it alive at the right point. The net is empty for Franklin. So they have had the goalie pulled this entire time. Shot from Hayes hit the outside of the net to the left of Benoit. And the puck is cleared out by JP2. This will be an icing. Minute 42 to go. The Knights are up 3-1. Draw's going to be to Benoit's left. Draw won by Franklin, Ryan Mannion. Now Casper Thurston. Puck comes out in front, intercepted Joe Hiller. Fires it down, ice into the empty net. Joe Hiller with a long distance empty netter to put JP2 up 4-1 with 89 seconds to go. Grayson Butters back in net, draw one by JP2. They dump it into the Franklin zone, so Butters was out of the net for 44 seconds. Franklin regained possession. Are they going to pull him again? Puck back in the JP2 zone. Now it looks like they're going to leave him in. Knights ice the puck. Draw is going to be to Benoit's left. So they're going to leave Butters in unless they score and bring it to within 4-2. Draw one by JP2. They try and clear it out, held it by Franklin, and now the Knights clear it out on the second try. Final minute of the game. They say that Franklin have 20 shots. I think they're shorting them by like 5. Shots on goal might be even 25-25. Shane Morton Cox with a shot from in tight, misses. Puck out on the right wing boards. Brody Marchie drops it into the right wing corner. Puck sent around the wall and held in at the left point by David Unger. 30 seconds left, though. David Bovis comes in, pokes the puck away from Unger. Clears it down ice. Brody Marchie will catch up to it. Marchie sends it around the wall to the far side. Puck back in the Franklin zone. Now it's out at center. David Bovis backhands it back into the Franklin zone. Franklin's perfect start to the season is over. JP2's goes on. The Knights are 4-0 with a 4-1 win over Franklin. The Admirals fall to 5-1. They're still sitting atop GNASH, though. The Knights win without their leading scorer, Clayton Roach, in the lineup. Both teams leaving the ice in peace after a hard-fought game. So the one goal for Franklin scored by Hank Hayes. The goals from JP2 were all scored by different players. Coleman Glidewell. Oscar Ford ends up with a winner, and the other two goals came from Cade Ziemendorf and Joe Hiller. Player of the game, I'm going to give to Jacob Benoit because Franklin came hard and fast at him early, and he was terrific. And made every save he could until he got that one deflected goal from right in front just before the halfway point of the third period. But, yeah, Jacob Benoit is our player of the game tonight as JP2 beat Franklin 4-1 to move to 4-0 in the season. Franklin now dropped to 5-1, but they're still leading GNASH. When's Franklin's next game? Is it next week? Franklin's next game is October 30th against Station Camp, but they should win that one. They should win that one, no issue. But then they play Ensworth on November 4th, and I think I'm doing that game out in Bellevue. What's next for JP2? JP2's next game is next Wednesday against MBA. Should be a pretty good one. I, unfortunately, am going to have to skip it because Summit and Station Camp are playing that night. Now, those are the two teams I still haven't covered, so I'm going to go ahead and get them out of the way with their game against each other. So the night in GNASH is done. The finals for tonight, Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill, and Independence BAUSN Nashville Christian ended in a 3-3 tie. Hendersonville Beach Lawson beat Station Camp Liberty Creek 5-1, and just now JPII-MLK defeating Franklin 4-1. So here are the standings with tonight's action in the books. Franklin still leading GNASH at 5-1. Hendersonville Beach Lawson now only a point behind at 4-1-1. JPII-MLK at 4-0. Ravenwood, Ensworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb, and Summit Page all at 3-0. MBA at 2-0-1, 2 wins and a tie. Father Ryan and Brentwood are both 1-2-1, 1 win, 2 losses and a tie. Tennessee Outlaws and Centennial FRA are both at 1-2. Rutherford Rampage 1-3. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill now at 0-4-2, 4 losses and 2 ties. Station Camp Liberty Creek now 0-2-1, 2 losses and a tie. Indy now at 0-5-1, 5 losses and a tie. And the Montgomery County Rangers are now 0-5. Here's the schedule for the rest of the week. 3 games on Wednesday, all here at Centennial. 7:10 over here on Rink A. Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on Summit Page. 8:30 over on Rink B. Station Camp Liberty Creek taking on Ensworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb. And at 8:40, okay, they've scaled it back to 8:40, okay. They've corrected these times. $8:40 here on Rink A. Brentwood taking on Centennial FRA. That'll be our game on Wednesday night. Pregame at 8:35, face-off at 8:40. And then Thursday night in Antioch, 8:30 face-off for Ravenwood against the Outlaws on the North Rink. So that is it for our game to kick off Week 5 of the 2024-2025 GNASH season. Again, the final score tonight, JP2-MLK 4, Franklin 1. The night still perfect at 4-0, but Franklin still leading GNASH now at 5-1. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Good night, everybody, from Centennial. We'll talk to you on Wednesday night for Brentwood against Centennial FRA.